WeatherWords is a production of The Reporter, Delaware County's leading news source.
Good day to everyone, and this is going to be the best one for the next several. And what's up and coming? This is one of the ones where I'll issue a few advisories to you as we go along. The depth of the low pressure of this thing that's going to come up the coast, if you have a barometer that you bought in a hardware store or whatever, it's going to bottom out on you. I have one that was made in Germany. It was given to me by Arthur Bennett. He says, when you no longer want to do this, pass this on to the person that takes over from you. So I will get the real pressure. But the pressure this thing is going to be producing is lower than several of the hurricanes that we've had here in the past. What that's going to mean is when we finally get the wind, it's going to be very windy. What it also means, if you might have noticed yesterday, you turned things on and no one could agree on anything to speak of. And then this morning in the very beginning, if you got up early, Binghamton and Syracuse weren't under storm warning. They were under a watch and didn't say anything. Well, the storm warning's been extended to include them also. However, originally we were 10 to 12. Now we're at 14 plus for us. What's falling here right now is not the storm. This is what's left of a little weak pressure system that was coming across the upper part of the United States. So maybe out of this mess, we might get an inch or an inch and a half. Our big thing's going to start tonight, probably about 6 o'clock. And then they said when this really starts to snow on us, it could be 1 to 3 inches an hour. If you haven't gotten the roof rakes out at all this winter, because we really haven't needed them a whole lot, have it handy. Because this is not only going to be a lot of snow, it's going to be a heavy, wet snow, and you need to get it off the edges of your roof anyway. And that's why, if it's off the edge, it gives the other snow a place to run off instead of building back up under your shingles or causing a problem at your house. So that's warning number one. The winds are not going to show up tonight. In fact, they may not show up until about halfway through tomorrow. And you can say, hey, look, there's no wind. And then we're going to get it. Maybe gusts of 35 to 40 miles an hour with a possible gust of up to 50. That worries me a little bit because the ground under our feet now is saturated once again. There's water running in all my ditches and everything else from all the rain and the snow and the mess we've been having. So you now put heavy snow on this thing and you hit it with the wind. Be prepared just in case for power outages. Have things ready to go and don't suddenly you're in the middle of the dark trying to find things in your house. Have them in a place that you can get to. Because I hate to say it, but we might very well have to. Okay, especially on our slopes around here. You saw what happened during the April 4th snowstorm of last year, that heavy wet snow, and then we had wind and we had trees crashing everywhere and branches and everything else. I hope it's not going to be that one. But Brett said to me yesterday, did I leave the other generator up at the cabin? I said, nope. It's all in the building out here. And as soon as the power goes out, I've got my gas. Make sure you have it. If you have a snowblower, go and fill up your gas tanks now because you're probably going to need it. Because you're going to have to go out numerous times tomorrow. And then with the wind on Wednesday morning also. So get ready for a storm that we haven't had one in several years. I noticed yesterday when I was doing things, people were out with their snowmobiles going all over the place, seeming to have a great time. Well, we're finally going to get that kind of snow. So maybe you can get yours out and use it. It'll be the first time in 2 or 3 years. We'll see what happens. Anyway, please stay safe. Don't drive unless you have to. The last thing we need is you going over into a guardrail or off one of these wonderful banks where they won't get to you for a while. And also remember, if your power does go out, they really can't fix it till the wind goes below 30 miles an hour. So it might be a little while. Prepare for the worst, and if it doesn't happen, say, oh, well, I can put the stuff away now. But if it does happen, you'll say, boy, am I glad I was prepared. Get ready, and have a good one.
To subscribe or advertise, call 607-464-4009.